So this book is for fans of resistance and Belgians.
Yes. And who isn't a fan of
Well,
Resistance and
exactly.
Belgians? So this is The White Lady by the rather brilliant Helen Fry. It's an amazing, amazing book about two networks running behind enemy lines in Belgium.
There you go.
There you go. During World War One and World War Two, and it's full of incredible stories, incredible people, incredible heroism. It's just a cracking read about a very little known element of of resistance in World War Two. Because I think poor old Belgium,
Yeah.
I mean, we were sort of sniggering a bit about the title because poor old Belgium gets overlooked.
Yeah, but I suppose from the perspective of Helen anyway, I mean, it must be an absolute goldmine.
Yeah.
Because, all right, Belgian historians would have looked at it, but name a Belgian historian. But then, the English-speaking world, I mean, who goes to the Belgian archives? So, I mean, it must be an absolute boon.
Oh, it's so full of amazing stories. So one of the women that she concentrates in the book, she runs a network in World War One from her stately home. She's a Belgian aristocrat. While Germans are billeted on her house, she's running the network behind their backs.
Right.
Then,
whilst serving them tea.
yeah,
That's
and then
crazy.
as World War Two approaches, she's like in her 70s, and the network is awoken.
Yeah.
So some British intelligence officer basically gets her to start it up again. And then she gets all her kind of extended family involved. They all have to swear allegiance to the kind of, to the organization and the kind of, the sense and the resistance to this sort of granny. And there are photos of her in the book. And there's one photo where she looks incredibly formidable, like a kind of like intense matriarch, and another photo where she looks like everybody's kind of favorite old granny who's about to dole out the Werther's originals. I mean, it's absolutely extraordinary. And then my other favorite story from the book is the knitting ladies of Belgium. So like in the First World War, they were watching the train networks where the German troops were moving around, and they were just sitting quietly, doing their knitting next to the train lines, but they were knitting code into their, knitting
scarf,
thing.
bobble hat,
scarf
whatever
thing,
it was.
right? Exactly.
I mean, that's a brilliant premise, isn't it? That's
Isn't that
fantastic.
amazing?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I now feel slightly traumatized by the fact that my knitting career lasted for half a scarf and then
And was completely devoid of code.
devoid of code, and indeed
Unless it was utterly impenetrable to man or beast.
it was very penetrable. It was full of holes. So yeah, I would be useless if the Russians, we have a train line at the end of our Gaza.
Yeah.
If the Russians invade and I'm called upon to knit in resistance, I'm afraid we're screwed.
It's not happening.
It's game over.
It's not happening. Let's hope the neighbours are better at knitting.
Anyway, we're being sidetracked.
These
from
are
Helen's...
the strengths of the Belgians.
Yes, exactly. Top knitters, top resistors.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're putting Belgians and their knitting skills back on the map.
Yeah.
Well, Helen is anyway.
Helen is, and it's a fabulous book. So anybody in your family who is interested in history, in women's history, in the resistance, in knitting,
knitting themed resistance.
Knitting themed resistance.
Yeah, very good.
Honestly, Helen's such a marvelous chronicler of these forgotten heroes, and
she is a top-notch historian.
Yeah, she really is. So fill your boots, folks.
Wonderful. For fans of resistance and Belgians, there we go. The White Lady, Helen Fry.